Yo.
What
We
up?
back.
Good people.
We back. JB, what's good?
What's good?
Man,
What up?
it's been a minute, but we're back.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Absolutely Sir podcast.
Absolutely, sir.
Welcome back.
Listen,
You know us by now.
absolutely, sir. Listen, we had the All-Star weekend last weekend.
Sir.
I'm a little pissed off.
Oh,
Couple reasons.
okay.
First, get these cords hell up out of here.
Oh shit.
Come on, JB.
Hey man, I ain't put them.
I'm just playing. Listen, first and foremost, the dunk contest sucked.
Man.
So I had to bring out the VC, Toronto.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Good move.
I'm also pissed off because I messed around and got COVID. And I didn't get to go to any festivities at all.
You know, to be honest, you probably would have caught it there, but it's cool. You know.
It's all good. You guys get into anything?
Well, we decided that COVID is finished.
Yeah.
I think everybody
with
needs to
you.
understand. We all understand. We just decided. Everybody in the collective world just decided.
Yeah,
it's
it's
over.
just-
It's a
You
regular
can't
thing
really-
now.
you can't
catch
avoid
it. You got it.
Right.
Catch
Cool.
it, you got it.
Just keep living.
Yeah.
Bounce back.
Yeah, I'm
Hopefully.
back. I'm good.
Just keep on with life.
How was your experience?
I was down bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But you good now, right?
I'm cool now, yeah. I had to hit the inhaler a couple times.
All right.
Laying around feeling achy. But
But you bounce right back.
yeah, man, it's just
Yeah.
the flu times 2, I guess.
Okay.
But I'm cool.
That's that kung flu.
Oh,
Oh.
it is Cleveland's at Cleveland's Trump
Let them know about
I
that.
think he said the call.
at Cleveland's Trump on all social media platforms.
The kung flu.
The views of Cleveland Trump are not the views of the Absolutely Sir podcast. Oh man.
Switching the subject, that dunk contest was
Garbage.
That's
It was
putting
awful,
it
man.
politely.
I have
had
an
to be in
idea.
Cleveland.
Right. What if we had the one with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon a couple years ago?
That was the last good one.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
mistaken. That was amazing.
A lot of people were saying they ruined the dunk contest. But like
Who?
they're just talented. Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon,
Yeah.
they're so talented and they take flight and float.
Yeah.
amazing.
Some of the dunks they were doing.
Yeah, I think they're trying to go too far out there with the dunks. Like the special dunks, they used to be special when you brought somebody else on the court. That was every now and
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
but now
And they do it every time.
Yeah, now
Right.
they just open up.
I think they
with
should
it.
format it
Ain't no
differently.
more showmanship.
Nah.
Like you gotta have that with the good execution. Now it's like after you and then like the guy tried so many different times.
You put the
Right.
Tims on.
You got to have 3 attempts and you're done. That's
Yeah.
that's what I
I
think.
think I have a great idea for it, though.
I think I
mean,
do too.
now-
What you got?
You know, when you're on social media, you seeing these dudes do these amazing dunks. Like, they ain't never going to make the NBA. But they athletic freaks.
Right.
right.
You need to team up with one of these dudes and do like some type of tandem thing. You know, just to, you ain't going to be able to do what this guy do, but train with this man. Y'all get a team thing together where y'all like the Flight Brothers or whatever. Like,
We
'cause you
open it up.
open
to
it
the world.
up because you got some people who
Yeah.
can jump crazy. Like,
Nah, there
you know what I'm
is.
saying? Like,
Instead
that's
of
more
just
entertaining.
NBA.
Yeah.
I think
Just
they should.
NBA stars just open it up.
Right. I think they should open it up to non-NBA players, of course, but they should format it a different way too. Like round 1, you just got regular dunks. Round 2, you got props. Round 3, you got
That's a good idea.
you got a celeb throwing you the lob or whatever.
I can see
A
that.
little more
But
organized.
They
and
need
easy
to do
judge,
something
but-
because
Yeah. Or like you said, JB, have a NBA athlete paired with the regular guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's his-
somebody who's just, you know, them crazy jumpers.
Yeah.
You know, you see them on IG,
yeah.
they be.
And that's like his guy. Like,
Exactly.
Like, okay, I'm sponsoring this guy.
I would watch that in a heartbeat
Yeah.
like, and be excited. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
they need to do something to switch it up though.
Yeah. And you know, I think the same thing for the 3-point contest. You got guys out there like Lethal Shooter. You got some guys out there who marksman, man. Bring them
Like
guys.
D
in.
good _4.
I've never seen that guy on YouTube, but
Yeah,
You got a
I
button
I
for that
never
or
seen
no?
him
You got
in,
a button
in
for
real
that?
life.
it didn't even need a button.
Okay.
I'm
It
waiting.
didn't
I'm
need a
waiting.
button.
I'm waiting to see him on the court too in real life though. I still haven't seen it.
Let's set it up.
Listen,
We got Nick Too Nice too, claiming
Yeah, I never seen him neither.
whenever you all are ready, you know, to see that.
come on, Space
Let me know.
Age. Come
let me
on.
know. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready whenever y'all ready.
The gun is loaded. Like,
Man,
I'm
I'm
ready.
good for a hot, strong, like 2-3 minutes till my knee go out. I'm balling. I mean hard though. I'm good for 2 minutes.
Hey, JB's
I'm
being
serious
honest,
though. Yeah, ask him.
He's keeping it real.
Yeah, his feet be on fire
It'd be bad. It'd be bad.
at the end of it.
To them bunions,
You
them
walk like
bunions.
a
Heel
penguin.
spurs, dude.
You'd be like, I'm gonna get you sucking. They shot me.
Right. But outside of the All-Star weekend, I know we're a couple weeks late, but the Super Bowl, what do you guys think about the entire game?
The bowl was good, man.
Yeah.
The bowl was
I
good.
thought it was
I
a
like
good game.
I think it was better than expected to me.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that Rams D-line was about to tear up Cincy's
Yeah.
O-line. They kind of did, but it wasn't as
Close to the
bad as
end.
people thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a little time, but they started.
They started coming out a little
It
bit.
was good, but then you start seeing Cincy start to fade away. I'm like,
Yeah.
this it's
That's
over.
just the youngness of the team, though.
But hey,
Yeah, they got a good quarterback.
I
though.
salute them that they made it all the way to the finish line.
They did.
Man.
And they competed, too.
Yes.
They competed.
Shouts out to Cincy.
For sure.
Joey B.
Congrats.
The
Ohio
Cincinnati
boy.
Browns.
What'd you call them? What'd you say?
Cincinnati Browns.
Cincinnati Browns.
Man.
Brown Bengals.
The Brown Bengals. We appreciate you all.
And these athletes coming from all over, too. Like,
So what league do you think has the most, most of these athletes come out of the inner city? What league you think is the most urban league?
That's a good question, brother. I could say what sport.
that identifies with the the inner city. What
I'm gonna say football.
I was going to say football
Them
is number
dudes
one,
be
and then
I don't know.
basketball.
and basketball.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely football, basketball. I might put my money on the basketball side of things.
More,
Yeah, I'm on the NBA.
Yeah.
I be seeing dudes
I feel
with
like
gold zone playing football.
You
like
could
they
walk
just-
down any street in the hood, there'll be courts, people on the courts. There's not too many people playing football. You know what I mean?
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that one.
Nah, man, that football is different.
Ohio's a football state. Like we play a lot of
Hands
football.
down.
Like when I lived in Chicago is hoop because it's it's a concrete city. It's all city. It's all concrete. So you might have a crate in the alley. You might have you got some courts. Shovel the
You know
courts
about no
off.
crate ball.
Oh man,
MJ.
Just messing
I
around.
tell you, if we want to go there, I'm game.
I digress.
Right.
But I was just looking at the numbers though. Like in sheer numbers, football is like what a 52-man roster, and basketball is 16, 15,
15,
people.
16, yeah.
Good point.
So you got way more players on the football squad, and majority of them are from the hood.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm thinking football number one, basketball number two. But I do think it's more people that try out for basketball than it is for football though.
I agree with that.
So if you're looking at the tryout, it's way more. It's
Right.
way more.
How-
And
how-
you know what? I think Myles Garrett was a basketball star in this.
Man, that
Other
dude
life.
is man. I ain't
Yeah,
watched the game.
did you
I
know
just seen
him?
that.
I was actually at the game.
He be tripping.
Are you at the Slub game?
I was at the game. Myles Garrett is just a freak.
He a freak.
Man.
How tall is he though? In real
Like
life?
he gotta be
6'4",
like
6'5"?
Nah, he is a little bit bigger, like 6'6", 6'7". Yeah, he was.
You sure about that?
That's a big.
I ain't
dude.
seen him in person.
I'm going
but
to
he
duck,
was
The way he be
duck.
dunking though, I'll be like, and he just one big
looking
muscle.
like a
Yeah.
monster.
How is he even getting up like that?
Like his
huge.
fingertips touch his knees, man.
That's
Standing straight up.
6'4", 271.
I would give him 6'6".
270, 6'4", 270.
I would give him.
And
6'6".
he's fast
You
as
would
hell.
think he would be like kind of fat that way.
I'm
he
gonna
was
take
windmilling.
6'6". Cause dude was huge. You like, okay.
That's crazy.
And he just like an ox. He's just like.
Right.
Man,
He's a beast.
So now back to that football conversation, just to chime in about Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Baker got to run from guys like that.
Yeah.
I don't want a little quarterback running from guys that's 6'4", 270,
That's
running
crazy.
a 4'6", 40, and getting hit by them guys. Aaron Donald,
Ooh.
guys like that, like you need a big
animal.
quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to be a 6'4" quarterback, man. 'Cause
Now, I thought of something when we were talking a couple minutes ago. How do you guys feel about these kids growing up only playing one sport? When I was a kid, I played 3 different sports. Now you got these AAU circuits that go year round, and these kids don't get a chance to play other sports because they're so locked into this.
I don't know, man. I feel a different way about that. I think if they honed in on, because now, like back then, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I
Right.
know I wanted to play football. I wanted to play basketball. I would have did sport. I mean, I played baseball.
Yeah.
I did everything. But now it's like everybody know exactly what they want. So
Do
it's
they
like
know?
the kids do.
Or is that their
As-
parents?
It's always
Hey,
been the parents though, like they would push, but now you could kind of, it's more visible. You know,
Right.
like just the way kids see more online, and they, I want to do that. You know,
Right,
they just wanna
right.
try. You know, so they kind of know.
Since the rise of LeBron,
Yeah.
the kids want to be LeBron.
Well, I think it was.
don't
I
know.
think that might have been before LeBron, man.
Jordan,
No, I'm just saying that I think AAU sports, you know, is good for development, but I think it hurts the sports
Why?
because I think it hurts the childhood, the youth, and I think it hurts ultimately the outcome of the sports because when we were young, you played in your rec league,
or school.
or you played at school, or you played in the summertime. You went to different playgrounds and hooped, or you played baseball for the little baseball season, and you played different sports. And it was more so your parents put you in them to be active, and something you was interested in, and you get to you found your passion and your talents. But now with everything being a business, it's like soon as little Junior pop out the belly, it's like we're gonna put him on a high protein diet. Low carbs. By the time he's 5, he's running 440.
Right.
It's like when this kid is gonna be a kid, and then
Right.
with the AAU thing is these kids travel around and they get on teams and become friends with other players. That's the banana boat friends.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Like we met when we at a Jordan camp when we were 12.
Yeah.
And these are my friends now. And when they get to the league, you kind of see it impacts the competition of it, because at the end of the day, it's my friend. This is my best friend.
Right.
We stayed together for 6 weeks at a camp and played video games at night. And I know all these guys personally. When they come to Cleveland or I go to whatever city I'm in, I go to their house. I know their mom. Hey, mom. And that hurts. It changes the level of competition that you can have with this person, as opposed to back in
Jordan
90s
days,
and
yeah,
the
it was-
80s. These guys just heard of each other.
I'm with Space Age on this one.
I'm totally in agreement. I ain't even
I
broke
think-
that down a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I never thought about that.
Yeah, like
Now, roles were flipped. Trump's down there in the alley. The lights are flickering. You all by yourself. I mean,
save me.
listen, bro. AEU,
Man, yeah, that's
it's good and bad for the sport.
No,
Sure.
like I said, I feel like that some of the kids nowadays know that they want to play. Of course, it's their parents too, but I feel like they know more what they want to do now than ever before.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest driving force behind them playing one sport. And then you got your parents like, look, diversify your portfolio. Go play hockey, go play this, go figure
Right.
it out what you want to do. And if this is what it lands you, if it lands you back to this, then this is what you're going to do.
Exactly. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up playing basketball, football, baseball. Ultimately, I didn't end up in the league for any of them.
Man, listen, we used to play curveball. We used to play
talking about that
any
crate
crate
ball.
ball,
That crate
yeah.
ball was my
Crate
favorite
ball.
basketball.
Dino Man.
Dino
Dino
Man.
Man, oh
Come
my
on,
God.
man.
You couldn't tell me about no Dino Man. I was a beast.
Listen, kids, you were a kid, you were as close to being a superhero as possible. Some of the shit that we did is like, it's a surprise that more of us didn't die.
Man,
Like,
I
I
was about to
remember-
say that.
I
Too many
remember
kids.
backflipping off of garages
Me
before
too.
you knew you. It's
Worse
like,
than that, bro. Battling on dirty bed bug infested
Yeah,
mattresses.
but how do you know? How do you know you can even do this yet?
Yeah.
And we never. It's like it's no training. It's like
just
you gonna
do
do it. You gonna try it? Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna
judging
try
by
it.
the highlight. Yeah, I can do that.
And now,
Right,
as an
right.
adult, and I stand next to a garage, and I'm like, I don't believe it. We was jumping off this shit back,
Ripping.
one after the other. Like, you do it. Now your
Man,
turn.
used to do it all the time.
Climbing trees, jumping off them, man.
Flip,
Yeah.
man.
So it's surprising that more of us didn't get some
More
deep
injuries.
Yeah,
I broke my wrist doing something like that. But
You guys ever see the video of the crackhead jumping off that was like a 2-story house? He just did a backflip off.
did he make it? Because I don't know.
He made it alive. He
I
did
heard
the
a story this
backflip
weekend
off.
about Trump jumping out of 3 stories.
Oh yeah.
Really intriguing.
Trump is the Project Spider-Man.
Care to share? No?
Jumped out of 3 stories.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fun times though. But yeah, like I think a lot of these players that they just do it to, at least in our era, it was to escape poverty. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They were single parent homes. Mama had to put you somewhere, keep you something, keep you out the streets, go play in this little league. Maybe you get a coach and get a mentor, get a male figure, in front of you, and that was that. I mean,
for sure, it's an escape for a lot of people, and I mean that's been proven right, or not right, but true over and over again.
yeah,
I mean, we could look at more than half of probably all these leagues,
Yeah.
and it's an escape.
they trying to right now the way that I think at every step of the evolution of society, man, we the economy and poverty and maybe that's why guys hone in on those sports. They're like, this is my route, this is my ticket, this is my ticket out. But
I'm the best at this sport. I'm just going.
And the money is ridiculous now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I wonder why more
high school kids and
kids don't focus on. I mean, if you really smart, you focus on baseball. That's where the money at.
there's also 62 games, 100
180.
something, 181 games.
It might be, yes, I think it's 181.
Yeah,
That's a lot of games.
It's a lot
it's
of
a
games.
lot of games, but it's
But
a
they
lot
get
of paper
paid.
too.
Them
Yeah,
dudes get paid, and it's all
Yeah.
guaranteed,
Well,
right?
boxing is the highest sport, though.
Yeah,
Boxing.
But
because it's per fight. You getting lumps per fight, but
it's also probably the
but
most.
you have a higher
one of the most
chance.
dangerous.
Yeah, that
I
too
would
is dangerous.
if I had a sport, I would choose NBA. If it was me, I'm choosing a sport. I'm choosing NBA, and the reason being is that it's the most visible sport where you can brand yourself most. Like most baseball players aren't branded very well.
That's true.
In football, you wear a helmet, so people can't really put the face to the.
That's why
to the
people wear
name.
those crazy cleats.
Yeah, but you can't really identify that player to brand. I think NBA is the best branded sport for
You can
athletes.
get more stuff outside of basketball.
Yeah, when you're more recognizable. You can recognize
Right.
Only a few
LeBron.
baseball players that's really like up.
Like
Derek
who?
Jeter. A-Rod. You got
But
these
who is that
household
now
names.
though in baseball? Though,
That's what I'm saying. We have no idea. I don't know.
That dude from Japan, Mike Trout. I don't even know his name either.
those pictures. Yeah, I don't know. I
But that's the
think
thing. They on the under. They get paid from their sport.
Right.
On the under, they just get big money.
Right.
But they're not as notable like you said.
But I got a buddy that's a financial advisor, works with a lot of athletes. And the biggest thing that those guys need to understand is that you're going to make all of your money in a short window. Like most people gradually grow in earnings. But for an athlete, you're going to make the 80% of your money you're going to make, most of them typically, is going to come in this 10-year window from 20 years old to 30. And that's it. And now you got to transition over into something else.
Right.
And some of them are good at that, and some of them are bad. So when it comes to branding, I think the NBA gives you the best potential to go forward after the sport.
Right.
Like I saw Dr. J at I went out after the All-Star game. I mean after the Slab game and was getting some sushi somewhere, Sora somewhere, and I saw Dr. J. It's recognizable. You see these players and you can put a face to it and a
What's
face
the
to
huge?
the name.
You're like, I know the
Big
dude
ass
somewhere.
dude,
But like if I saw
Something.
but if it was an offensive lineman, you couldn't point him
Yeah,
out.
you
Right.
wouldn't know.
Right.
I could show you a super. Who was the Browns
Lineman
lineman?
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas. If you saw Joe Thomas out, you wouldn't even know who he was.
Listen, I saw Joe Thomas. It was the season. The season was over. He was down in Tremont. He was skinny as hell. I'm like, Joe's retired. Joe's done. But nah, I recognize Joe Thomas, man.
But you had to be an avid player. Now I know
Yeah.
Joe Thomas from his stats, and I know Joe Thomas is a Hall of Fame
Right.
lineman. But you wouldn't know. Most people wouldn't know
No,
him.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't know
know.
him by face. I wouldn't be like, oh,
I'm a
that's
big
Joe
Browns guy. I got you. But not your point. There's 53 dudes on the team. If I would have seen, our third string slot receiver. Oh,
Or Njoku. You've seen Njoku out.
I've seen a Joku downtown at the 9. Yeah.
I wouldn't. It's like, oh, that's Njoku.
Yeah.
Because it's not. They wear helmets, so it's not visible. So for their branding, it's challenging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But NBA is like you get you a couple ESPN highlights, you turn into Jeremy Lin.
No, that's why they stopped on all of the commercials, like you see Baker with the Progressive,
Right.
there ain't no helmet on that. It's just
Right.
him in his face. They trying to get his face out there.
Right. That's I think NBA hoop get you a windmill, get you a couple dunks off, and you
I'm
Elbow in the
rim.
rim.
yeah.
And I used to jump that high. That's another story though.
Ghetto Spider-Man. But listen to that. Like we see, a lot of these guys doing what they need to do to escape
Right.
economic issues. So I got a question: would you be for paying more taxes if it could eliminate poverty in our country? Would you pay more taxes? How you feel about that?
What if they stop charging me taxes for other things and put that tax money towards eliminating poverty? I already
Like what?
pay enough taxes.
Like what?
I don't know. Just take like 95 things you pay tax on already.
So pay more taxes to eliminate.
If it would eliminate
Poverty,
poverty,
yeah.
would you
No,
pay more?
I wouldn't,
Me either.
Okay.
because I think lazy people gonna be lazy,
That's that's a good point.
and like you'll be paying more, and the
They
more you
taking more.
pay, they're gonna be wanting more. So
It's almost like welfare, you know what I'm
It
saying?
is. That's what it is.
So I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
I agree. I agree to that, man. Yeah, I think people, like you said, the more you pay, the more somebody else is gonna take.
Right.
But I do think the money's lopsided. I think the money's gotten lopsided, and that creates its own set
What
of
does that?
issues.
What do you mean by that?
Like the wealth gap.
Oh,
Like
yeah, of course.
what's
Wealth gap.
minimum wage now? What is it?
I don't think it.
$7-8.
I don't think it went up in Ohio yet.
It went up anywhere, man. It's like I think California might have changed theirs,
Some places have with the 15.
New York.
Oh, shit, it's $9.30 now here in Ohio.
so it's $9.30. I just paid $9 for a burrito.
Right. California minimum wage. Oh wow, 14.
Yeah.
Which is
I mean,
in California.
I mean, you can't do
So that's
nothing with
really
that in
$9.
California. Yeah,
Well, my
same
burrito
thing.
is
Yeah.
that's my $9 burrito is $16 in California.
Right.
So it's like
Same,
I think the money's just lopsided. When you got the wealthiest person worth $230 billion, and then you got minimum wage at like
Yeah,
$9.
it's the what is it?
I think that impacts it.
What's it? I can't think of the thing right now. Capitalism.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You know, if you got
And just
wealth
so
gap
you
is
all
high.
know, this is JB. I know it's a lot of audio coming in off camera. This is JB.
It's me.
And JB.
You won't see me.
JB's back.
You're gonna see JB soon. We phase in JB into this program, and you'll get to know him more and more.
Maybe.
Good guy. Good guy. But yeah, capitalism. I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day about capitalism, and I just think it's the nature. Greed is the nature of capitalism. It rewards greed. So how do you govern that? How do you govern the greed?
Can't. I mean, it's kind of like is what make everything. It's economics. Is what makes stuff go around. You know,
Right.
different societies. Like, what's the one where everybody kind of get the same thing?
Communism.
No, that's socialism, ain't it? I believe when everybody kind of even on the same
It's
plate.
socialist.
So yeah, so that's kind of like what Bernie Sanders was trying to do.
like a socialist
But
agenda. Yeah.
the people who high up, they against that because they don't want to give no money, and then people who low, of course, they with it. But it's definitely a huge wealth gap. I agree.
I think the capitalism is if you can't govern it, the problem is at the top. I think most people don't want to be governed, right? And they don't want to be governed. They like, let's let the market correct itself. The market is a dangerous thing, and it's corruptible. It's the nature of it.
But it's gonna always correct itself though.
I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in
No.
You don't believe in the market, or you don't believe that
I don't
it's gonna
believe that it
correct
can govern itself.
So who's governing it?
Greed. It's the nature of the capitalism is to eat. It's to
Yeah.
eat. That's the nature
So
of
the
the beast.
people
is
at
to
the
eat.
top.
Yeah. See, like in running a business, what's the core component? The objective of running a business. They always say that it's the bottom line. How do we make the bottom line bigger? That's it.
And I'll do whatever to do that.
Right.
Basically.
The biggest component in running a business is wages. It's your human capital. That's one of your most expensive components.
Yep.
Is human capital.
Right.
So how do I make more money with this same human capital? I got to make more money and pay as less as possible for human capital. That's the nature. That's why you often see jobs where you work You in the office, you work, they fire somebody, and they say, okay, we're going to split Joe's workload up between you, and you.
Right.
Translate that to the stocks, though.
Translate to the stocks?
Yeah, what you saying? Like, what to the market?
To the stock market?
Yeah.
The stock market is always is emotional. Stock market is emotional. It's really, that's all that fuels it. Most people don't invest based on the bottom lines of these companies and how effective these companies are. Most of these stocks at the low level, at the consumer level, are just moving based on sentiment. The big boys get in early.
But those are the more riskier ones, though.
Right.
But you got the ones that's not as risky.
What I'm saying is they protected though.
You can get into the stable stocks,
Right?
That where you know it's going to gradually grow.
What I'm saying is those are protected though, right? Those are protected when it's an IPO filed on, say it was Tesla. So many shares, millions of shares already broke down before they even go public. The big brokerages, the big dogs, the heavyweights already carved their piece of the pie.
Because they was the early investors.
Right. So the rest is for you all. The rest is for the other guys. We already got our pieces and we already controlling the system. So I'm saying is power does not relinquish power willingly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The people at the top eating are going to always get the biggest piece of the pie and going to cut that. So that's what I'm saying is the market is not, it's not honest. It's corruptible. It's not an honest thing.
But then you got a social media platform like Reddit that manipulates that whole system.
Yeah, at the consumer level.
And that's the bottom feeders that manipulated the
top.
The top.
They put the holds and the puts, and they kind of changed the trajectory of which way the stocks flow. Yeah, they cheated the people that were cheating them, basically.
Yeah, no, but that was a smart idea.
But the point I'm saying is, without governing that, which most people in capitalism don't want to govern anything. Now, watch what'll happen is you'll see some legislation come through in the next few years.
You can't do that no more.
Where the people at the top gonna figure out how to block that kind of manipulation from the people at the bottom.
I don't know how, many ways because it's a power at the top, but it's a power in numbers too.
The same way Robin Hood would go down when the trades were coming through.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Robin Hood just stopped.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's frozen.
Yeah.
You think it just failed? It's like no. Some guy with a box like this pressed the button, is like stop that now. They got the call from the big boys like, hey, not today.
Though. That's terrible.
Not today. And I say all that to say is that I went to the museum.
You been waiting to do that this whole time.
Look, I was going to look.
That's the one.
I had it.
We were talking about Ross earlier too, man.
The DC Museum, the African History Museum. I suggest anybody go.
I've never been there.
Go there.
I heard it was great though.
It's amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I went there probably I think the first year open. And going through there, the perspective that it gave me that was different was you don't understand how much chattel slavery was intertwined with the American economy. Like it was intertwined. We were the economy. Slave chattel, like that. We were the economy, which is why that conversation about what is it called when they get the money back? Reparations. I'm sorry, I can't remember. That's why that's such a
plan for that too.
Such an interesting conversation because it's necessary because we were the economy. They actually have the numbers tabulated of what the value, collective value of the slaves that were being held was worth to the economy. So while you had some people that were against the concept of slavery, even back then, politicians, white guys, that were against the concept of it, they couldn't be against the concept of it because it was the economy. That's what I'm saying, that the market is so corruptible. Capitalism doesn't care. It'll eat anything. We were the economy. So some people like up north saying, man, I'm against slavery, but shit.
But that's the only way to...
We exporting off these people's back. This is millions, $100 million to this new country we building. We can't stop it.
Right.
That's until technology and the industrial revolution caught up where they didn't need the slave labor as much to make those same goods. And they said, all right, now we can wean ourselves off of it. If not for those, they would have never stopped because it was intertwined with it. But that's just a mechanism of capitalism. It'll eat anything. It'll eat anything. So it's my job to get as much low labor as I can get, as cheap as possible, underpay you as much as you allow me, and maximize profits.
I think we raising smarter and smarter kids though, so they ain't gonna fly for too long. Because now people know their worth. It's way more ways to make money, and the job market is suffering because people are becoming more and more entrepreneur, having the entrepreneurial spirit than ever before.
Right.
So now they out there creating their life that they want. So now the job market is like, now we got to pay them more.
Right. But I think now, is it too little, too late? Because technology's catching up.
Too late for what?
Yeah, too late for what?
Like I sent you all that article about the company that is just got a contract with White Castle to provide them with automated cooking machines, robotic cooking.
Yeah.
That'll be going in 200 of their stores. So with technology catching up, they're saying, and AI catching up and robotics catching up, they're like, and I'm a high level business person and I can afford to invest in the infrastructure of my company. I'm saying I automate this shit and just I don't need you.
Paid up front, so long term.
I just pay it up. I'll pay $500,000 for this investment. And
that's kind of already here. You've been into a McDonald's recently? They don't have nobody at the
Place your
register. You
own
go up to a
order.
tablet, you say what you want, you swipe your card, they call out
Do
your
it from,
number.
you can do it from
there
your
you
phone
go.
and sit in the parking lot
Yeah.
and bring it to you.
Yeah.
crazy thing, I was in New York 15, 20 years ago, and they had it's in New York. It was
Oh,
New York
okay.
15, 20
I
years
got a
ago.
picture of it.
Probably
Yeah.
been in China the last 30 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now but the cost is coming down.
Right.
So now it's going to become more mainstream.
Normal, yeah.
So now it's like, hey, okay, we don't want to do that now. You don't want to work? Fine. I'll put a robot in here to do the job. And then if we all believe in letting the market correct itself, you'll figure out something to do with your life. Because that's the market's effect on you. It's no job for you. It's no need for you. You'll figure it out. You'll do something else. Go be a YouTuber.
But now you can, exactly. It's open for that.
Yeah,
now.
but how many? They say 6,000, 7,000 songs get uploaded every day.
True. You
To
gotta weed
Apple.
through that.
So
yeah.
have at it.
Yeah.
Have at the free market on that in those spaces. Though that is interesting when you allow capitalism to run free without any governances on how it works. Right now, it's a housing crisis, and it's an inverse housing
Yeah, I was
crisis
gonna
in
say,
that
yeah.
is not enough supply for the demand.
Right.
And with the financial sector being what it is, they increasing stipulations on borrowing money. So now to borrow money, you have to have A1 credit, which already wipes out a certain portion of people. So what you'll have is perpetual renters. This is what we were talking about maybe 4 episodes ago. You'll have perpetual renters. And that is not, you can't build wealth, long-term wealth, without knocking that out. Housing is going to always be your biggest expense. So you're going to see the world is going to change. And, I think some people will kind of miss the bus on some things, man. Capitalism is a beast. You just got to be in it to win it.
Got to do better.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna get into it.
No,
Because you can rent your house, but buy other houses. So it's a way you can create a long term, long term income without actually owning your own house.
okay. So this is my analogy for Cleveland's Trump. Trump is a LeBron James level talent.
I don't know what you about to say. Go ahead.
Explaining to a 7th grader, all you have to do is hop, step,
You ain't thinking about the people
push
on,
him
on
off,
the bottom, brother.
jump from 4 feet out and dunk. It's gonna work every time. You're gonna see him cutting, hit him with your shoulder. This kid weigh 115 pounds. Everybody doesn't have that mental the capacity to do the gymnastics. You have some people that are winning on Airbnbs, but they have the mental aptitude and gymnastics to flow in that space. Like, okay, put the key box here. How to maximize that potential. Some people don't. Some people, everybody has certain avenues. I think working, some people are fine working, but people fall out of love with the concept of having a job. So it's not sexy these days.
I'm getting there.
You know what I mean? But it's a necessary evil to some degree. People need to, to work. Everybody can't not work.
Right.
No, I agree with that. I know it's not. We need the different levels of people. like I know it sounds weird, but you need the lower class, you need the middle class, you need the higher class.
Exactly.
We need it. Like none of our favorite stores would be occupied if we didn't have a certain class. We wouldn't be able to get our favorite products without having a certain class. We wouldn't have our inspiration if we didn't have a certain class of people. And then it's like people can choose their own free will. So that's when you see all of the different corruption and stuff like that. But if it was like just like a without the corruption, it's a perfect balance of everything.
Yeah, but I think nobody's happy at the bottom. Like nobody's happy at the bottom, and you
I don't
can't.
know if that's true though. I don't know if that's true, brother.
Because I was happy as hell
Working at the airport.
Yeah. I wasn't making shit.
No, but I mean, I think when you take the overall, when you talk about say class, and you book people together and say, okay, I think we attach class to just money. You gotta be clear about that. When you say class, you're speaking economic class. That nobody's happy at the bottom of the money tree. Like people want to be up on the branches. They
At
want
a certain age, I would say yes.
I mean, even people without the capacity to want the money still want it. They like you could have somebody who has no skills to do anything, but they see you doing what you're doing. They're like, I want it.
Right.
You like you don't want to do it. I have to, but I do though. Like, I still want that. You know what I mean? So I think nobody's happy at the bottom. And now with social media, you can see more at the top than ever before.
I'll give you that one. That's true.
They're like, I don't. It's like I hate to beat a dead horse over and over, but we always go back to this. Like people are unhappy. They on their social media. It's like, man, I need a new EQS. I need that new Mercedes EQS, man. I need it. This is the stuff I need.
You don't really need it. I agree with that. I'll give you an example. Years ago, I lost weight, got in good shape, and I thought I was the man for real. I was looking good. I felt it. He's seen it, and you get to see people on social media like, man, I ain't nothing. Like I ain't really in shape. I ain't got a six pack. I ain't like. You just kind of start doubting yourself. So
Right.
you see more and more and more. The world just got smaller.
Right.
But I was the man when I didn't know that. So it kind of messed with your head.
That's why you got to limit your time on the screen.
Yeah, true.
Limited.
No, or just be mindful that
That too.
everybody's journey is not your journey.
Correct.
And you don't have to cross over into their journey for that to become your journey.
Right.
Whatever my successes is, it's my successes.
Right.
I don't base it off seeing somebody else do something or accomplish something. It's like this is what success look like to me, and this is what I want to achieve for me. It don't matter if I don't have a six pack. It don't matter if I don't got this or that. This is what it is to me, and this is what I'm trying to achieve. And if that's my goal, then that's what it is.
Right.
That's what's gonna satisfy me. And when I go on social media, I go on there with that in my mind. Like I know I'm gonna see some crazy stuff because everybody only posts their highlights.
True.
So it's gonna be the best of the best. And sometimes it's manufactured. So
A lot of times.
it's
Often.
it's a lot of lies that's going on out there. So you'll be trying to chase a lie, be like, man, I wish I was that. And this dude living somebody
Sleeping on an
else's
air
life.
mattress.
Right.
You don't even know.
Man, that's the most. You've been in the twilight zone this morning so far.
What you mean?
That's you just woke up.
Just now.
You know what, man?
You got left in the alley
Undertaker.
and just
I was-
stayed.
yeah, and nobody never pulled me out, man.
you back now. All right. Listen,
Welcome back, Trump.
Listen, what do you have for the fellas? What you got
Oh, okay.
Oh, man,
Here we go.
He just put me on the spot.
on the spot? I know you got something for the fellas, man.
Man, I don't think I got nothing for these.
Nothing for the fellas?
Let me see what I got, man.
Oh, he's diving into the notes. Hey, while he's doing that, T-Rob,
Yes, sir.
why you stop posting those quotes on Instagram, man?
You know what? I give as they come to me.
Okay.
So some things are not fit for human for public consumption.
Yeah. Fair.
I have some things though, some very interesting quotes and ideas that flow through my head, and sometimes I share them with the public. Sometimes I just keep them to myself till I'm able to hash out the idea. But I'll be back. It's a lot to be said these days. I see a lot, so maybe it's time to say a lot.
And my thing for the fellas this week, I just want to say,
All right.
I want to, this ain't a funny one. This is just a real one for them. All right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
It's a real one for them.
Uh-oh.
Because a lot of fellas always like to have a lot of people around them, and then when people are not around them, they be like, "What's going on?" Like, start questioning different things. But just know that God reduced your circle because He heard conversations you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like that.
So if you by yourself, it's for a reason.
Bars.
So take that time to focus on yourself.
Yes.
Focus on you, to focus on building you, because everybody not gonna make it to the top. You always start at the bottom with a whole bunch of people, but the higher and higher you climb,
By
the
yourself.
more and more people fall off. And you gotta realize that that's your journey though.
Right.
You're not responsible for nobody else but yourself. And the only way to make people around you better is to better yourself.
Right. Indeed.
That's a good one for the fellas.
It's a good one
That's
for
it.
everybody.
Yeah, that's
That's
amazing.
good.
You know what? That was one of the first things I told my daughter when she got to high school. It's like, fuck them people. Like at that point, I remember it clear as day. After orientation, I took her to orientation, just me and her, my oldest daughter, and we sat in the car, and I just gave her the conversation based because I remember that moment when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And it was just like, a lot of these people you see, the friends that you got in there, the friends that you've been going to school with, life is about to become real now.
Right.
And some of them going to fall. Real shit is about to kick in. Like, the streets going to call some of them. Some of the girls going to get loose. Mm-hmm. It's just going to get, some people going to fall to the chaos of maturing. And you got to stick to your course.
Keep your blinders on.
At all costs. You got to stick to your script at all costs and stay above it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know this is your trip. And, that's the truth, man. Your road is your road. And sometimes you can put too much weight on your cart. You gotta offload it a little bit.
It's one of the best things you can take care of is yourself.
Right.
Like, it ain't money, it ain't women, it ain't your children, it ain't. The best thing you can take care of is yourself, because the residual of that is you taking care of your wife, your kids, the money, and everything else.
Totally
But
agree.
if you not taking care of, if you not, and it's just the inside of you, you gotta have, first, the inside of you gotta be right, so the outside of you can be right.
Right.
Of course.
Because the outside of you is that's just a facade. That's just a facade. And once people get to know the real you, that's when the real you come out. So taking care of yourself, spiritually, physically, emotionally,
Mentally.
mentally,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mental health is
Probably the number one.
yes,
Number one.
absolutely. Because
One thing I suggest for people is to get alone. Just
Get
go
a-
get by yourself.
Oh, I thought it said get a loan.
Yeah, get alone.
Got you.
Not alone.
Like, get a loan. Go
No
ahead.
financial advice is given on that shit. I'm not giving that. No, but just get alone.
Yeah.
Get
be
comfortable
alone.
being by yourself.
Yes, sir.
Get comfortable, like being by yourself, being alone, being able to think by yourself, being able to enjoy your own company, and that makes it a lot easier to go to do those things you need to do. Because if you feel the pull of people and the need to be appreciated or liked by other people, then it's gonna make the road challenging, because you're gonna always have outside influence.
That's hard for a lot of people, though.
Absolutely is.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you by yourself, when you got issues, you have to face them.
Right.
And that's when you kind of get clarity. You learn how
Right.
to deal with it. But if I got this distraction, that distraction, drinking, alcohol, women, food,
Right.
I don't have to deal with that. I just kind of get all these dopamine hits.
Right.
But when you get by yourself, you really, that's when you have to really challenge.
And
that.
then they're right here, too.
right there, you can't hide from them.
After all that's gone, it's right here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
Face to
in the clutch.
face.
I do it every day. It's a deeper level of consciousness
Mm-hmm.
when you can be alone and be quiet
Mm-hmm.
without doing nothing.
Right.
And some people just can't sit still and just be there, be present, without moving, without talking, without your thoughts, because there's so much stuff going on all the time that it's just processing all the time. So your RAM is constantly being used, and when you alone, this is your time to clear all the cache, to clear all of the nonsense and just be present with yourself,
Right.
a deeper version of you. And then you can start picking apart your weaknesses, your strengths, whatever you got to improve on, you improve on it. Whether you want to improve on your strength, you want to improve on your weaknesses, you can do all that stuff once you're able to sit still and be alone.
Hey, I say all the
Sounds like
time.
meditation a little bit.
It is.
Almost, yeah.
If you want to go fast, go slow. Like slow down the process. Like, you know, you see everybody's like this frenetic pace. Just go, 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 go. I'm like, stop. Stop. If you having financial issues, if you like, man, my money, slow down. Stop.
And we was taught that though. I was taught like, look, man, you don't get no sleep.
Yeah.
You grind.
Right.
It's like now that I'm older, I'm like, no, I need to get some sleep.
So
Like,
you
that's-
can
So I can
grind.
grind.
So you
'cause
can, yeah.
But
It's like if you're running your phone 24/7, your battery gonna die. You gotta let that charge. You gotta put it down, let it charge, and that's
But to your point, to that point though, I think some people can't focus in the grind. Like it's very few people I've met who can focus in the grind. Like, okay, right now we grinding and we locked in. And that's hard for people. They mentally still distracted. Like, no, right now we locked in, we're gonna get this done. So whatever we doing, if we in it right now, we grinding. A lot of people have issues with just locking in and
the
grinding.
problem with that is people haven't perfected their routine.
Yep.
So you create a routine and you make that routine as efficient as you possibly
And an
can.
atmosphere.
And you keep on working on that routine and you making it, you fitting stuff in within that routine. That way you ain't got to worry about if such and such is getting done today or if you ain't getting enough sleep, because everything that you need to do is going to be in that window of time. I know that when I wake up, my brain is at its highest power. I can make high-level decisions. And I know that I only need to make a few high-level decisions a day. I'm not finna go out here and be trying to have 3-hour meetings and trying to do all this other stuff because I know that, you know, my brain will get fatigued. All I need to do is make a few of them. I need to have a routine so that way if I start to get clouded, I'm just following my regular routine.
Right.
I'm gonna fall
Muscle
right into
memory.
that.
Yeah.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
So it ain't nothing that's stopping me from being successful that day. So even if like I said, if I get brain fatigue, or my muscle memory gonna kick in because now it's just a part of my routine, and it ain't nothing to think about. Everybody around me know what I do. They know my routine. It's a couple windows that people don't know what I'm doing, but for the most part, from this time to this time, people can be like, "Oh, I know where you at. Or I know what you're doing," because that's just my routine. I just, like I said, I added more and more and more to it, so I can be more efficient with
So
it.
let me ask you a question. How do you all function inside of chaotic situations? Like what's your method to function inside of a chaotic situation?
Staying calm.
I'm always observing. Like I've been in a lot of different chaotic situations, and it all stemmed from growing up in the projects. At any moment, you surrounded by 50 people, and you in the middle of a hood fight, and the person that's the loudest is gonna get attacked first. The person that's the smartest is gonna be quiet, observe, and figure out the best route. Even if it ain't a route to get out, then you figure out the best person that you need to attack that's closest to the exit to that.
Right.
So I'm always gonna be watching. I'm always gonna be calm. I'm not gonna let too much stir me up because I know that it's just like boxing. Don't go into that ring mad. Don't get your ass whooped.
Everybody's
Don't
got
go
a
in-
plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Don't go in that ring mad. Go in that ring.
And I think when it comes to professionally and workload, what I've seen is a lot of people fold under workload pressure. Like most people, that's why I asked that question about the routine and consistency, because some people can fall into that redundancy of the routine, and when something comes from outside of that routine, it's like they gloss
that's me.
over.
That's
They
me.
gloss over and they like, oh shit, this is outside of my the anxiety creeps up, and whereas I always say it's the chaos theory. I'm always like, okay, I love those times because like, all right, this is a puzzle. Let me put this together. It's the audible. It's the power of calling the audible. You go left, right. They blitzing. You come here from call audible, and that audible can sometimes throw people in a loop because they used to that consistency. I just need to be here. I just need to be here, and it's like, no, this scrap that what we just said 5 minutes ago.
Make the adjustment.
We making adjustments on the fly, and I flow in that space. So I'm always I think for me that's what I've taught myself to flourish at. It's like, okay, flourish in the moment. Like you down 3-1, let's go. What we doing?
Listen,
methodical.
I always have a contingency plan. Every step of my routine, I got a contingency plan. So if something comes up, I can always fall back and continue doing my routine. And I'm a person that I like change. I'm not against it. At any moment I could just say fuck everything and I'm about to start all over, and I'm gonna start all over.
Right.
Like I'm cool with that. I'm cool from starting from the bottom and building up.
Yeah.
So I'm not if an audible get thrown, I can adjust on the spot, like instantly.
Right.
I can do that.
It's new. It's almost like refreshing sometimes when you get that audible. It's like, oh shit, all right, let's put this puzzle together.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Right. I enjoy that level of business. I enjoy that part of it. Like, okay, we rolling. We about to grind.
Right.
We going in here. We about to kill this shit. Let's do it. So even from like I was saying, somebody, I run a manufacturing facility, operations head, running the operation, just putting the puzzles together, putting the pieces together. Okay, what we doing here? Understanding business at a transactional level. I think I was talking to somebody, I forget who I was talking to this weekend. It was like the core of the business is very simple. It's understanding your process at a transactional level. And if you can get it from there, it's just scalable. It's just scaling. Business is real simple. Do I got something, either I got a product or a service to sell, and I streamline my product or service, perfect it, I can sell it. Now let me scale it and how many I can sell. That's it. And then it's a cycle.
Right.
And it's just a cycle. So yeah, I know you mentioned
I'm in the alley on this one.
he's in the alley. What's up?
That's all right, JB.
Usually, I'm trying to get better. All right, but usually under pressure, I fold up like a loose Halloween mask. I just fall
Damn
off.
wet napkin.
And it depends on what it is. Like I love routine. I'm a routine guy. When stuff get thrown at me, depending on what it is, where I'm at, I may, like if it was my daughter, I'm going all out. But it's like if I'm under pressure or stress, sometimes I may make the wrong decision. Like it just depends on what it is. But I love a great routine. That's just I'm a 1, 2, 3 guy.
Right.
My ex-wife used to hate me for this. Like she we would go on trips, and she wouldn't have a hotel rented or a car. I'm like, this is not organized. I'm like, I'm all over the place. I don't like this, but we go. It'll be cool. She was like, get your loosen your ass a little bit. I gotta be like, but I just so I'm the exact opposite.
I feel you on that though.
I want to get better at that though. Like I want to be like Trump. I'm been my friend for 20 years, so I understand he is right. He will stop and do something, and I always marvel at that. Like how you just start taking the TV apart and learn how to do it. Like like you just do stuff like that. So I kind of
I feel you. No, I feel you. That's just unprepared. But but sometimes I enjoy that
yeah,
shit.
I don't like it. But I'm trying. I want to get better.
Like like I told Trump, we had dinner last week, and I'm an experienced guy, so I'm like, fuck it, I skydive, fuck it, let's go.
Hell no.
What we doing? Like let's go, fuck taking a bag. We'll shop when we land. We just buy some shit. We going for the weekend. Let's go.
That's hard, but you gotta have the finances. But that's hard though. I like that.
Let's go. What we doing?
I could do that.
We'll buy a little bag and throw some shit in it when we get there, and like. So I was like doing stuff like that. What's the audible? But in business, it's hard because I got a quote. Bam, there it came to me just for Dev.
Click it.
There's the quote. Listen, you have to operate urgent to action, but patient to the outcome. You got to be urgent in action, but patient for the outcome.
So you react immediately, and
You have to
be
have
patient.
to. So in business, it's hard for people to master that aspect of it. Being urgent in the moment, knowing it's like if I wanted to go out and plow a whole field and put seeds in it, I'm grinding at it as hard as I can possibly go today, knowing that those seeds will not sprout for another 6 weeks.
Got you. Okay.
And I'm patient enough to know that those seeds won't sprout for 6 weeks, but I got enough grind that I'm about to do this today and get this field done today.
That's a good answer.
Let me go hard at this right now.
Because I know what this is going to end up.
Right.
You know?
A lot of people are used to
results.
Are used to immediate gratification.
That's that dopamine.
If I go this hard right now, when is my return coming?
I need it now.
It's like the return's not coming right now. It's like, well, I ain't going hard.
I hate to say it. I'm going to do my dude's quote. I mess with him on Instagram. But seed, root, tree, fruit. That's what it is. So seed, root, tree, then you get the fruit.
Yeah.
So you work all, and then you get your fruit at the end. You got to work.
Right.
Yeah. And shit, it might flood and you might not get any.
That's when the audible come in, right?
And now you got to figure
Now
out.
falling off.
Yeah, now you got to figure out what we doing. But
Exactly.
urgent to action. You got to be urgent to action, man. Patient to the outcome, man.
Yeah,
Look,
that's
man,
hard.
sometimes I go into something not knowing nothing about it and figure it out as
On the
I
fly.
go. Yeah, like I stumble into a lot of different things not
I
knowing.
know. Look,
I've seen
knowing.
it firsthand. I'd be like, this dude tripping.
And I'll be like, all right, I'll be the most confident person. And
Yeah,
but by the
he
time we
is.
out of it, I'm gonna know everything about
It's
it.
true. I've seen
that's
it
why
100
that's
times.
why I rock with this guy though. It's like we almost polar. We very similar,
Yep.
but polar opposite.
Yep.
And-
I'm gonna lie, yeah.
and-
Right now, he look like God. You look like the devil. It's kind of.
Thank
the
you.
picture.
Thank you.
I'm just saying with the color. I'm pause. Sorry.
Thank you. Look, that's not the first time I've been called that.
It's just kind of funny. Go ahead.
But no, like I'm measuring. I measure it until I'm like, okay, I'm measuring. Trump will pull me like, look, I got this idea. We gonna open up this insurance office in Tallahassee. Shit's good down there. I'm like, all right. It's good. It's a good idea.
He ready to pick that bitch
let
apart.
me get my ruler out. I'm measuring. Right. Yeah, we might not talk for 2 weeks. Like, where you at? I'm in Tallahassee getting furniture for the office. Like, look, I'm like, man. All right, man. Let me know how that go. If I can help anything.
No, he just moved. Yeah, I've seen it.
Where you at now? I'm in Charlotte, opening up the second office. Like, all right, man. But I'm like, okay, I'm saving. I'm saving that bullet. I'm like, okay, let me load this up, and it's a quote that I read a long time ago.
Another one?
Yeah, man, it's always another one. It was a gambler.
All right.
Back in the 1913s. Arnold Rothstein.
Okay.
It was said that he was the guy who fixed the 1913, 1911 World Series. He was a gambler. And he said, sometimes I place 100 bets. Sometimes I place 1 bet. Sometimes I don't place any bets. It's knowing the difference when. Sometimes you don't have a play. You're like, sometimes I got 100 plays. Sometimes it might be 1. But it's when I recognize that I don't have any play. Yeah. And I got
That's
the patience.
the best decision.
And I got the patience just to hold my hand.
That's know when to hold and know when to fold.
I don't have a play right now. So until I have a play and I see it, and I'm like, okay, that's the play.
But see, me, I'm gonna go make the play.
I get you.
I'm a like
LeBron
you more like let me strategically know every step of this play before I go jump out there, and you gonna map out the whole plan from here to 5 years. I'm gonna be the one to be like, all right, I see a little bit.
I'm in it.
I'm jumping in the
That's
water
it.
with no
Listen,
life
T's
vest.
over here tiptoeing into the water.
You jumping
You
right
doing a
in the
cannonball.
into the 10 feet, and I don't know how to swim.
I got another quote.
Uh-oh.
Man.
This from Elon Musk. Like he said, the plan may be a 10-year plan. It may take that much time, but you can figure out how to do it in 6 months. So that's why I'm measuring more, because you like, I'm gonna jump in it, and I'm gonna jump in it. So by the time we get to 5, I got it all, and I'm like, I'm gonna plan all the way to 5, and I'm gonna try to get there as fast as possible now, because I know the whole space of it. I know what I'm looking at, so I'm trying to speed up by slowing down. I'm trying to say, okay, if I jump into this business, it may take me 5, 6, 7 years to get it, to learn on the go with it. let me wrap my mind around all the information I can get on it right now, and I can miss some of those potholes that I'll inevitably step in, and I might expedite my plan by 3 years. So it may seem slower, but it's like it'll speed up. Like even with the music, you and I played it with the music industry. It was just like, let's make a project. All right, let's make the project. Let's get all the capital there for the marketing. It's like, but no, I gotta put a record on. No, you don't. Let's put it all the way together. Mm-hmm. Let's look at it, put it all the way together, and step back and look. Then look so you can see the whole board and say, okay, got the money here, the project here. Let's line everything up. And then once you release and when you start to push, it goes so much faster than somebody else was just throwing rocks into the pond. It's like, let me line it all the way up. It may take me 2 months. Let me line it all the way up. And let's just focus on this piece right here, right now. And then it happens. And then we speed it up. So when it actually lands, a project that may have took me a year, 2 years to develop this artist or develop this thing out, it's gonna hit the ground. It's gonna be move after move after move, and it's just gonna roll so much faster and smoother. That from my experience, that works for me.
Well, you playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah. So if you talk when I talk to people, I want to talk about the shit that's not fun. Like let's talk about like even with the podcast, I'm like, let's talk about what's the infrastructure. What are we doing here? What about the capital? Where are we going? So once all that's lined up and you start rolling, it'll take off so much faster because it's no question marks on the fly. It's like,
understanding.
Hey, did you put gas in the car? No, I just started driving this motherfucker, man. Oh shit, when's the next stop? 50 miles. How much gas?
49.
I get exactly what you're saying because I'm a planner myself, but I just like I'm more of a I'm about to do this shit right now.
Yeah.
Than a planner.
That's why I fuck with you.
Planner. I'm a long term planner as well though. Yeah. But I'm doing that shit while I'm doing.
That's why I fuck with you.
Because it's like chopping a tree down. Like the quickest way to make a tree fall ain't just going straight through.
Right.
And sometimes that bitch will fall right back on you if you're doing it the wrong way.
Shouts out to Rick Ross.
Right.
You like to measure twice, cut once. That is Teasman.
That's me. Like, listen, let's get it done. If we effective and we efficient and we get it done, it's gonna speed everything up. It's like you only have to work hard.
I don't think either way is wrong.
This
it's a preference thing.
This is why Trump. Yeah. And this is my dude. Mm-hmm. This is my guy, and we make for good business together. Right. Like because it's maybe time
going
where
in the same direction.
Yeah, where I'm measuring too long. Mm-hmm. He like, man, you got enough.
Or he'll call him like you said. He's like,
you got enough.
Part done. Like,
all right, I'm in it. He go like he in it. So it's like a sniper. Mm-hmm. He the shooter and I'm the spotter. I'm the spotter. I'm the guy that's like, okay, 30 clicks. The wind, the wind already. Yeah, the wind
velocity.
The wind velocity. Make an adjustment. You got to adjust. Yeah, you about quarter mile out. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. I'm that guy. Trump be like, I'm squeezing.
He'll shoot for you to get done measuring.
Yeah, so that's why we make for good business together. But
hey, hit that Ross one time, and then I want to ask you guys a question.
Yes, sir.
You guys all have kids. How do you guys? Not even how do you guys discipline your kids?
I have a young daughter. I think her mom disciplined her more than me, but I take stuff away from her. The pat here and there, and she act up, but
How she's still
she's 4.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not. It's kind of I can't. We had conversations, but she's very smart. We'll talk. I'll tell her stuff. Like the other day in the car, she's been bad in school 2 days in a row. Right. So Friday morning, I'm talking to her on the way to school. I'm like, and it's like she wasn't listening. I turn around. You listen to me? She's like, yeah. I say, what's wrong? You mad because I'm talking to you? She's like, no, I'm just trying to chill. Like 4, like so I just had to shut up, but so she'll say that, but then she'll say, oh, look at the birdie, like she's still young, so I can't I don't just beat her to death, I try to talk to her,
It's multiple forms of discipline, right, and the older me know that you don't discipline a child without an explanation.
Exactly.
They need to understand what the infraction was,
right,
why they getting disciplined, and to prevent them from doing it again.
Why it's not okay.
There's levels to it too,
Yeah. So I like to play games with my son, like and my kids, all of them. Not games, but I play chess with them when it comes to discipline. They'll do something, and without them knowing, I might have his PSP or whatever it is game or something like that, I might take one of the plugs out, and hide the plug.
That's hard.
So at that moment he don't even know. He think everything is cool. But then when he go get his snacks, he go get ready to go.
Hey, you diabolical.
Game.
That's terrible.
What? My game?
It won't turn up.
Okay, come down here. Let me explain. Now it's time for us to talk. Now
man,
let's go ahead and go in. Why this damn cord is missing? It's right here on my neck.
And I wish you had to get it.
Come and get it.
Hey, that's hard, bro. I ain't never heard that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's like a way of, you ain't like literally taking it away. Like, I'm taking your phone. Like I'll take your charger maybe, or do something like that. I like that. Like that's
good. Yeah.
And you sit them down.
Because they
they're gonna end up there.
They're gonna end up somewhere.
That's hard.
And I like that. I know what all my kids love to do, and I just figure out a way to just take a cord from it.
What you do, little mama?
She
can play her own game.
She's smart, man. She know the angles.
She
hard.
Yeah. She do. She's walking around the store the other day with her head down.
She got him.
I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I don't have nothing in the cart.
Easy. And
got him.
Just put something in the cart, baby. Just put something in the cart.
Listen, she is smart.
I know.
I don't have a son, so.
What you do, your daughter?
I got daughters. I think girls, we talked about. I think girls so much different than boys because it seems like girls so intellectually present at a young age. You kind of like they think already. They present. So like Trump's daughter. I laugh at it all the time because I'm like, she got it because she knows she's processing this stuff. Mm-hmm. She processing her behavior. She's like, she knows what's going on. It's like, so you almost behind enemy lines with her because it's like, you like, she got me. She walk up.
Nothing.
Like, what's wrong? Yeah. What's wrong, baby?
Nothing. I'm fine.
Just like a woman, man.
Yeah. So it's like he like, what's wrong?
Go to sleep early today. But now it's only on the weekends. But isn't Friday a weekend?
Yes, man. That's my daughter, man. That's why they friends, man.
She processes.
My daughter always trying to make a deal, a barter. Like, well, you get to watch it. Why can't I watch it? Like,
with my daughters, it was just. I was telling my little cousin because he about to be a father. He got a little girl, and he was asking me like, "Man, what, give me some advice. You raised two functional young ladies." I was like, "Listen, you only raising a kid for a certain amount of time, especially with girls. Like you only teaching them for a small window, maybe 7, 10 years. After that, now you start coaching them, maybe till they 12. Now you start coaching them. You coaching them through life. All of the functional stuff of, feed yourself, clean up, man, you've taught them how to behave. You taught them all of that stuff. So in those formative years, like you said, I definitely didn't want to you don't beat the kid's ass all the time. Like, hey, you did something wrong. That's you just enacting your own aggression.
Exactly.
But you let them know when they wrong. I think I might have whipped my daughters maybe one time. And that was, they just did something that was, you knew what you were doing wrong. You should have been present. And, they had to get spanked or whatever. But other than that, it's just conversation.
Right.
It's just conversation. It's an abstract idea. I'm about to just flow with it. But it's like, for a child.
At
TD Robinson. But you are the embodiment of God to your kid. You are the embodiment. You provide them shelter. You provide them food. You nurture them. You provide everything for them emotionally. That you're there.
You're their source.
You're their source of life. You reprimand them when they're wrong.
Right.
You the same way. Like, God ain't gonna come down here and whoop you, but like you take but like you said, you took your cord, like you took that cord. Yeah, that's how shit happens when you fucking up. That's how it's gonna happen to you. Like, damn, life kicking my ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, life kicking your ass. Message, you know what I mean? But you are the embodiment of that to your kids. So you are that source of unconditional love to your kids.
Like I said, and discipline is just it's crazy because it's so many different forms of it.
Right.
Like I said, it's an education behind it too. Because sometimes my kids want a lot, and sometimes I'll just give him a lot. My son be like, "I'll just go to McDonald's. I want a lot. I want 2 cheeseburgers. I give him 4. He go 4. Eat all of them." And he'd be like, "I can't eat all that." So I'm like, "Well, you got to understand what you're asking for then,
Right?
Because you're asking for a lot right now,
Right.
And let me show you what having a lot in
Means.
excessive.
That's what it means.
That means that you can't handle all of this. You got to have. You got to handle what you can handle,
Right.
And be satisfied with that,
Yep.
and be grateful for what you have, because you keep asking for more and more and more, you're gonna have less and less and less, because you only can take what you can take. So those are some of the lessons.
Your eyes bigger than your stomach.
Yes, with my daughter, she used to do like some crazy stuff. Her chores was the kitchen, so I used to always
Someone
like,
okay.
if she do something bad, all of a sudden I'll just start like throughout the whole day, I'll be messing up pots, dropping shit on the floor. Like this all shit that she don't see at all. But when it's time for her to start cleaning up, and she get in there, and she be like, "I've been cleaning up for 2 hours. Like, what happened?" And then that time that lasts like 30 minutes is when I come into the kitchen, because I see her like winding down.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started talking to her like, "Look, you've been seeing a lot of stuff in this kitchen is because this is what I've been seeing from you.
Right.
So this is a representation of what your world looks like to me.
Right.
When I see, you doing stuff that I know you shouldn't be doing. So when you see that shit on the floor right there, I know I wasn't supposed to be doing it. But you didn't see it. You didn't see me do it, so I figured I can get away with it. But all the shit that you cleaning up is the shit that I gotta clean up behind you.
Right.
Damn,
So-
can you get my dad? This nigga.
Yeah, you better be listening, because I fly off and
Right.
I fly off the handle.
That's the thing. See, we were raised like that though. Like our parents whooped our ass.
Yeah.
But when you get older, we know it's a different way, a better way. I wish I could
Right.
have got some conversations. I did, but I used to get my ass whooped. Bro. Like,
I got a lot of ass whoopers
Yeah, me too.
that kept
everybody.
but I think those kept me grounded.
it worked.
Because for me, because it's like my mother knew. For me, it's like, all right. And I was one of them kids that was too smart. So it's like sometimes it's like they say prison is full of geniuses. It's like I would have been an evil mastermind, criminal mastermind if left unchecked. Like it's like, okay, my brain is boys in natural, they just getting the shit. And I would have just like, okay, what's the best way to do the wrong shit? Let me measure this shit. What's
in
the
this room
best
making bombs
way?
and shit.
Well,
I tried.
You try to make a bomb?
I had a
my nigga?
chemistry set. I tried to make it. I was in
How
that
did I
bitch.
know that?
I was in that. I'm like, I'm about to blow some shit up. Let me stop this shit.
Dexter's Laboratory.
let me add another element to this question though. This might not pertain to you guys though. You guys have been married for some time. You ever dated a woman that had a kid that wasn't yours?
I've been with my wife for 23 years.
Alright,
so I haven't.
I have.
They have came with the.
Yeah, I dated a woman. We actually, she had one.
For how
I think it was
long?
One for like 2 or 3 years.
Now, did you ever discipline?
Yeah,
Her kid?
man. So I used to. That was my first interaction with like having a So when I first met him, she kind of got me because I didn't want to be. But he came out the room. He was little. He ran right up to me. I just fell in love, bro. I was like, this look. It was over with. So.
Right.
But we moved in like 3 or 4 different houses together. We was engaged. He called me dad. You know what I'm saying? So I was helping him. I got him his first
That's for real.
haircut.
Okay. Yeah.
He was a good boy. You know what I'm saying? But I had to pap him a couple times. But and it was funny because she used to like if I was watching him, she'd be at work and she'd call like, "Hey, what Cortez doing?" He'd be like, "I just got to whoop his ass." She was like, and she rushed home and was like. And I didn't understand it then, but I would do now. She was like, I heard my son like in panic mode. I didn't know what to do. I said, well, you got to trust me. You got to trust me to be with him. But if I called my daughter was like that, I would probably think the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I did.
I got a funny story. Listen,
Cue
dating
up.
this girl. What you queuing up?
Oh, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right. Dating this girl. I take the Xbox over one night. I'm sitting there playing the game. She gets a phone call. She's like, "Oh, I guess you're meeting my daughter tonight." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." Daughter comes over. She running around the house crazy. I'm still sitting there playing the game. For some reason, the light switches over here controlled the electricity on the entertainment system over there. She running around being a kid, flipping the light switches off. She hit the switch for the game. I'm in the middle of a 2K game. I take my headset off. I set the controller on the ground, lean back on the couch. She looking at me like, what's wrong? I'm like, she turned the TV off. Like, what are you gonna do?
Okay. You gonna whoop her ass?
I was in the middle of a game. You gonna discipline her? He's like, nah, she just being a kid. I'm like,
Yeah, see,
I'm done playing the game tonight.
you don't have kids, so you don't have the patience for kids.
Right.
Once you have kids, these are 3 words you're gonna say. No. Stop.
All the time.
Come here.
Don't.
Man, how'd you know that? Are you a dad? Yeah, that's
No.
yep. No.
No.
Stop. Come here.
Don't
No,
do that.
you cannot. Come here. Now.
But yeah, I was by nature because my mother was very strict on cleaning up. Like, man, don't clean it. Don't go outside before you clean this house up.
Yep.
Don't. I got many a little situations because of that. Because I had my own key to the house. When I was 9 years old.
Right.
Latchkey kid. So I'm like, shit, I'm out. Come here and drop that book bag off. I'm out. Man, don't you leave this house like this again. So I got into many. So when I had kids, as I became an adult, I got my own spot. Young, I'm big on this neat shit. Like, all right, this is neat. Have kids, toddlers, throw that shit out the window, and it used to drive me crazy. It would be like cringe, like it's killing me. Or you got little kids and they make a mess. They could be outside playing and they just lick their hands and some shit. You like, ooh, don't do that.
And that's before COVID.
Yeah, that's before COVID. I used to just be like,
It's even worse now, bro.
Don't put your hands in your mouth. It's like, and my wife, we wasn't married at the time. She was like, listen, man, the kid's gonna be a kid. You can't stop him from being a kid. Like a kid, you put them in a grocery cart, they'll touch all on the cart and play on the cart and be like,
just like that.
What
are you doing, man?
Don't do that shit.
Right.
But yeah, it's just that patience, man. You get that patience.
You learn that patience from having a kid. I remember potty training.
Ooh.
Like, and the first time you lead them to themselves, because they'll be like, close the door, get out, close the door. They don't want you in there no more. They come to the point where they don't want you in there, but then they'll call you when they done.
That's the middle step.
And you go in there and it's like this the seat and this shit like right here because they didn't got up. They slid up.
That's what my daughter did to me one day.
They will, when it's pull-up time, when they got the pull-ups, they will straddle in there with the pull-ups around their ankle. Like, open the door like, I'm done. You like, oh, don't walk, don't move. Right. Don't you move one more fucking step.
Keep it right there.
Don't you move.
Contain.
Shit running out of there like, I'm done.
I'm done. Man. Can you wipe me?
My daughter called me now, but like, I let her wipe herself a few times, but she just wipe the shit up her back. I'd be like, I'm trying to teach her.
It's a process, man.
It takes some time, man.
That's funny.
Sometimes you actually got to let them be a little shitty too. I know I was shitty when I was younger. I had to learn.
Shitty ass kids.
Exactly. But she a girl, so I don't want to have her like that. You know?
No, they gotta, man, when the kid gets too old, sometimes you see a kid that's too old to be in Pampers. If you old enough to talk to me, you old enough to get that shit off you.
Exactly.
That was my method. If you old enough to talk and tell me what you want, ooh, give me that. Then you old enough to get that shit off you.
Let me tell you something. When I was younger, I used to be like, why are these kids still in these strollers? And they like the feet
dragging on the ground.
Now I understand though.
Keep them locked up.
I understand now. Keep their ass controlled
everywhere
into one spot.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And because look, the kids will fall asleep on you. They don't care what's going on.
Yep.
And then you had to carry them around a car show.
Right.
That's 50,000 square feet.
Right.
So your arms is burning.
Oh man.
Because they sleep.
You carrying them because they sleep.
And who you always see with them? It was always the white people that had them kids, but they had it. They knew what they was doing.
They had a stroller.
The double one in the mall. And the kids knocked out.
Oh yeah.
They had them leashes and shit too.
I don't know about the leisure.
Yeah, the leashes.
Too much.
My mother had a look that was a controlled look. Mm-hmm. Like, hey. And it's like, all right, I got you.
Exactly, because you know it.
So I inherited that little bit of quiet rage, that little microaggression, where you like, and they like, all right.
You only got about 3 of those.
Hey.
I'm going to fuck you up when we get home.
Shit, I'm about to go
Yeah.
Hey.
That's the prep look before you walk into a store. Look, don't ask for shit. Don't touch shit.
You don't
Stay
say
by
that to
my
little
side.
mama. You don't say that.
No,
Look,
that look don't work on her. I look at her and she look at me back.
that do not work on little
Let's
mama.
see what's gonna happen.
Listen,
today,
your son
Daddy.
probably because boys are so different than girls. Boys is lights out, man. Girls is like he don't mean that shit. I think it's different for boys and girls, but you just got to talk to them. As long as kids know what's wrong
Yeah, man.
and what they did wrong is and you got to give them room to be wrong. Like you know, like you were saying, man. Some things I'm gonna let you figure it out. You was wrong, and shit.
What? Never. I'm not even about to.
Oh, do it.
So the best
Nah,
Do it.
parents,
This is the podcast. Do it.
Nah.
Do it. Get in the go down the alley. Get in the alley.
I was
Square
already
up.
there.
They gonna
It took
come
me a
for
while
all
to
of
come
us.
out.
Back against
I
the wall.
was in the
Go
alley
ahead.
earlier today.
Go ahead, Dave.
Time for you to get in the alley.
Dave, do it. Peer pressure. Do it.
What if my kid doesn't know if they want to be a boy or a girl yet? How do I do? I'm just playing. That's it.
Sorry. So here we go.
Perfect one.
Your kid does not know what they want to be.
Listen, I don't want to go down.
You gonna
that
do the
rabbit
Dwayne
He did
Wade?
it. He did it. He did it. Am I gonna go down there with him?
No, I said
I
you gonna
think
be like
that's-
D Wade.
I need to be
You
educated.
gonna lean into it.
I'm in the alley.
You see?
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I
Be
thought
educated.
How do you feel about that? If your kid, and you're a new age guy, you're a little younger than us. So the way I feel about it may be different from you. Like, how do you feel? How would you go about something like that?
If my child has a dick, it's a boy. My child has a vagina, it is a girl.
Right.
That's science.
Correct.
what
But-
about the feeling?
I don't know. I feel like that's when I get thrown in. That's when the
Oh,
puzzle
you'll be like
changes.
Trump then, huh? Okay,
I'm gonna have to call an audible.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to
needs some milk.
good answer.
get the kids some milk. Yeah, and now that's when you got to call the audible and figure it out.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
I don't have an
Kids-
answer for that.
kids is gonna experiment, right?
Right.
The best parent to be is not a helicopter parent. Let them figure this shit out on
What
their
does
own.
that mean? Oh, just hovering over.
Over and over. Yeah. Let them figure out the shit on their own. They gonna know what they like, what they don't like. By the time they get old enough, it's gonna drive you crazy trying to control them.
Right.
So if they want to go down that path of I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, or I'm a girl, not a girl, I'm a boy, you trying to control that, it's gonna drive you more insane than just saying.
But do you think even at a young age like that, 'cause they don't even know? You know, like
Listen, let me tell you something.
Oh, he looked
My
right.
cousin- my
He looked
cousin
right
Theodore,
into the camera.
He gonna hate. He
and
gonna hate this.
Here we go.
My cousin Theodore was trending towards the other side.
impossible. I know Theodore.
You know him now.
Wow.
Oh,
Back then,
Trump is going in.
listen,
This-
I've
this-
got
this-
balls of steel.
Oh, he is going
Yes, we
in.
finally got one. Now go ahead.
no, listen. He was trending towards the other side of the
Spectrum. Okay.
spectrum. This was
Okay,
this was back
right,
in
right,
the
okay.
80s, 90s.
Okay,
right?
all right.
The late 80s, early 90s.
All right.
Swear.
And me, my brother, started whooping his ass every day. And it corrected him. It did. I ain't gonna lie.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be
I'm not
viral, baby.
I'm not gonna lie.
I can't even figure out what to say.
No, because back
going.
then we used to fight every single day, and it was only a couple of us against a whole army of them. So we needed him to be tough.
to level the numbers out.
Yes, we needed him,
But he was always
and
running.
he was more going to that side. And we like, no, we about to beat his ass every day because we getting our ass whooped every day, and now our numbers is about to go down. So now we need this to help circumvent how many ass whoopings we gonna take. So we beat his ass every day, and it changed the course of his life.
Damn.
Now he one of the toughest motherfuckers I know.
But
I would have never known. That's what I'm saying. I never
this what I'm
really knew
saying.
that.
Toughness does not mean his preference change. He just might be.
No, he got 8 kids. His
That don't mean
preference-
shit either. This day.
Hey,
no,
we
with him, it
drifting
changed.
off, but he right.
It changed.
But I don't. I know
I know
him.
what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but with him, it changed. It changed.
And you never knew him to be like to take action on what y'all thought was back in the day.
No, we was kids,
Right,
then,
so
though.
yeah,
we was,
yeah,
we was
right,
kids.
right.
We just know that back then.
He was dainty.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this: Would you approve that method today? Because you know you can't
Prove it with who,
switch.
though?
Like like if you thought somebody in your family or
Oh
you could,
no. Today I'm old enough
to know
that that's something that's the life they want to choose.
you let them go down it. Okay.
And that's something that I'm just gonna
Stay to the
I'm
mic.
gonna respect it. It's like
Right.
that's what you want to do.
Right.
Hey, I'm not
To
gonna
the
look at you
mic.
different. I'm not gonna change my perspective of who you are. I'm not gonna treat you different. It's like that's what you want to do with your life because we all got our own paths and we only responsible for ourselves.
Right.
So if that's what they want to do, I'm all for it.
Right.
I'm all for it.
Theodore, you still my dude. I
He
know.
fought his way up out the alley. Trump worked the jab. Did
He
some
did,
little,
didn't he?
some UFC shit. He got him off the mat.
I synced it,
I synced it.
But yeah.
man.
Yeah. What y'all said. Man.
What about you, T? You've been kind of quiet on this subject, man. We gotta get T out of that alley, man. What's up?
I think I agree with you. You gotta let your kids be you. I just think you have to limit exposure. Because in the world we live in today, kids are subjected to so much,
Yes,
so many
sir.
things that they may not be ready to be subjected to.
Yeah.
And it kind of distorts their perspective. You might think you're something that you aren't. But you only chose that because it got offered to you. It's like your son with McDonald's. He like, I want 4 burgers. You don't know that. I mean,
You talking
2
about
burgers.
the palate? Yeah.
No, I want 2 burgers. I want a lot. He don't know what the concept of that is. He just sees it and he wants something. So they don't really have the ability to rationalize and say, okay, this is what I'm into or this is what I'm on. So when you expose kids to certain things at a young age, is you can change their trajectory. You can expose them to something too early and it's not for them to be exposed to. So that's all I say. But if, be who you are. Like you said, kids are going to figure it out. Like, what can you do? They're going to figure out what they want to do, what they like, what they don't like. And you don't want to be the parent that's unaccepting. Like, I can accept you, being whoever you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now my personal views on it may be whatever they are, but I accept that's my views. You can't treat somebody different for it. I'm going into the alley. I don't man getting.
I got a good one for you.
So,
Okay.
like with the pronouns,
Okay.
I don't understand the pronouns. I'll be honest.
What are pronouns? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
His ad is at JB.
JBZ 100.
Yeah, like no, I don't, because what happens is it takes the responsibility outside of that person, and puts that responsibility on somebody else.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be responsible for your preference. You can't say this is what it's like. I don't know. I'm sorry. If you see a woman and you say, excuse me, miss," and she's like, "I'm not a miss. I identify with something else." Or them, or that, like, I don't understand that process of it. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand it. So
It's still new too, though. you
yes,
know
I don't
what I'm saying? It's a new
understand
thing.
it to know how to navigate that space. So I think it's a catch-22 for even that sector of society, because at some point, what if people just say, "All right, I don't know how to deal with you, so I don't know how to
Just about to
engage
say
you.
that.
I don't know how to engage you, so I just limit engagement."
Yep, I was just about to say that. I'd rather just not talk.
Yeah,
to
if I
you.
don't know how to talk to you, then I'll just stop talking to you.
Right.
I don't want to offend you.
And
you know,
exactly, I don't want to
but
offend you. And I think that's a byproduct of that. But you just let people figure out who they are and be who they want to be. I mean, I don't give a shit. I offend everybody. I'm comfortable with being equally offensive to whatever your preference is. Like,
Like Dave
whatever.
Chappelle.
Yeah, it's like fuck it, offend everybody.
Hey, I mean,
The thing is, what I
Trump
wanna
just
know-
offended his cousin.
you climbed up out of there.
Yeah,
wanna
scaled
know
that wall.
What you guys think? Maybe not. Maybe not.
maybe not.
Maybe not on this one.
Jeff
Maybe not on this one.
D
D good.
good
Underscore. Forward.
4. He said whip him.
Whoop their ass, bro. Listen, another game of 2K gets turned off. It's
Like,
gonna be a problem. I'm about to text Jenny. Jenny, what's good?
Listen, quick
Again.
question before we go, because I got this on the same line of thought that Dad was on.
All right.
How did you handle your daughter maturing into womanhood with her relationships with boys? What's your method for that? To my good man Trump here.
Good question.
Um,
Oh, the look away.
it was a rocky
He
one.
needs some milk.
It was a rocky one starting off.
Okay.
Because I know that I'm when I first got with my wife, I was a little bit more protective, and that's how I am with my daughters. Right, I'm protective over them, and I want to make sure that they making the right decision. And so it was a little rocky because I was trying to control that instead of letting them control that based off all the stuff that I instilled in them. So now it's more like, okay, I don't want to meet them until, and that's why I tell her I don't want to meet them until y'all 2 years in or more, because everything else is just a fling. But if a person made it 2 years, then that's when I want to meet them. Then bring them over. Then we'll have a sit down, and
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I never heard of that method either.
Ever.
Makes
I'm
sense,
not
though.
against it, but I never heard
Makes
of it.
sense. So
no, she 18, about to be 19 in college. So it's the college years. She gonna go have fun. She gonna be partying. It's gonna be different things happening. It's like I don't want to meet the guy until this guy has been around for 2 years.
for real. Yeah.
I think that's cool. I just never heard of that, but it makes sense.
I respect that. I think I'm on the fence where I want to meet him 3 months in.
Right, just to see like what's going, like how she's being treated on a
But you will never know exactly.
But
How she's
I'm a
treated.
3 month.
I know, but
3 months, 90 days, 6 months maybe. I'm 90 days, 6 months. I want to
But what if in like
touch and go.
say it's 6 months, within 2 years you meet 3 different dudes? You don't want to, and that's not even a bad ratio.
No, I want to know of. I want to get a rate. I gotta get a read, because the reason I want to get a read is because I want to see what your palate is like, because it may be some coaching there. Because if I let you play through the game for too long, you're gonna develop a pattern. You might develop a pattern to picking the wrong type of shit. You may say, okay, you cycling through, but I'm like. You picking the wrong shit.
That's why you give them the game early though, because it's hard. Because the first 90 days, 6 months, they're gonna be on their best behavior.
No,
and then the best part of the
disagree.
relationship, 90 days in, y'all.
Most relationships with guys at 20 years old ain't going 6 months. It's like if it's hit or miss, it's going down.
It
Shit.
depends because the guys coming up running game.
Yeah,
They run a game.
but it's a buyer's market. They like shit. I can play my Xbox at any chick house. Say, what you mean? I'm shit. I all over the place. I got Tinder. I got all kind of shit. I'm on all the apps. So they moving around, bouncing in and out. If they last, the speed of life just sped up so fast now. These little, it used to be 90 days. 90 days is equivalent to 2 weeks now. Like it's that fast. So it's like if you go 3-4 months with a guy or somebody, because you never know whatever's happening. If you go 3 or 4 months in the relationship, I want to know just
Let me
him
distinguish
in.
this too. I don't want to meet the guy for after 2 years, but we'll talk about him.
Right, that's what
We'll
I'm
have
saying.
conversations about.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm this person I'm dating, or what's
I gotta meet him.
or what's this?
I gotta
what's
meet
that?
him.
It's
Let me
like
see his
no,
IG.
I
See
don't
a
want to.
picture.
I got to get a read.
Yeah. Let
don't
me see
wanna
his
meet
social
him.
media.
I got to
because-
get a read.
If I meet him,
Let me see
first
his
of all,
social
I'm,
media.
I'm squaring up with him. Like that's my first thing. Is
What do
like
you mean, Trump?
not like like
squaring
up.
He going
but
barbaric. He
Going
like,
gun on the table, right?
I'm texting Sylvia Man. If I'm shaking his hand, I'm squeezing the shit out of his hand. Like I'm trying to see like if this is a person that's gonna protect my daughter.
Right.
If this is a person that's ready for providing for my daughter. Like I can't just go in softly. I'm going in for the whole spectrum. So if I meet them too early, it's gonna throw them off.
What if you meet him too late?
If ain't no too late.
It is.
What's too late?
In 2 years, your daughter in love.
No matter what you say or
You in
do,
love.
it's not going to affect
And when he
that.
shake your hand, his shit is a limp noodle. It's like, hey. And you like, oh, this ain't the one.
But she happy, though.
But she happy. And now what can you say? You like Meet the Falkers and shit.
But
you like the dad on Meet
Yeah,
the Falkers.
nurse.
Advertising that shit.
Motherfucker.
Nurse Greg.
But then if she in love and they made it to 2 years, then I'm happy for them.
Okay.
Because they made it through the Bering Sea.
Yeah, but you thinking about long term. So you like, is this the protector? Is this going?
You got a little bitch handshake.
Yeah, you like,
But just like that was corrected in my cousin Theodore, it's gonna be corrected.
Call back.
oh
It's
shit.
gonna be corrected
Viral.
Oh shit!
because my expectation is not gonna change.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be some standards that he gonna have to live up to.
Yeah, I feel you. I just want to. I like to get a governor. Like, let me see what you're doing. I don't even have an opinion on it. I just want to know and see what's going on. And like, okay, this the type of this your type. All right, maybe you got the wrong type. And I can say, hey, listen, historically from my experience, knowing because women don't know men. Women don't know men the way men know men.
Yeah, we're pretty simple. They make it too complicated.
No, I mean it's like we know men. Like
yeah. We know what they own.
Yeah, you like look.
Yeah.
We know this. Listen,
I know what you own, bro.
that's why I said we had the conversations. It's only a few things that I monitor. This motherfucker ain't 20 years older than you, right?
Pull it up like, hey, Trevor, I know you. Like,
Pulling up
you
in the Cadillac.
like, hold the fuck on.
Like, come on, Slim. If he called me Slim, I know he too old.
But see, that's why I'm against that. Like, cause 2 years, man, motherfucker, so much shit can happen.
Yeah.
But if they make it through that, then it's
But he's not saying he's saying he gonna know pretty much all about him. He just ain't met him yet.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have that conversation about
I gotta
the people
meet
that she's
I gotta meet him.
dating. Like I said, there's only a couple parameters. I want to make sure that this ain't an older guy. I want to make sure this ain't an abusive guy.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what he like. Tell me how y'all like. How is he? Is he opening the door? Is he more controlling? Is he? I'm just asking questions like that because, like you said, men know men, and we know the signs way before women know. I know because they'll ignore the red flags if they like you.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta meet him because I can't trust.
I was gonna say she might
Your
give you
statement.
like the watered down part.
I can't
She
trust
give you
you.
the watered down.
It's like doing an
But you ain't
interrogation.
no kids though.
Yeah, but it's like doing. It's like, what did you see? He had on a blue jacket. This and he's like, and it might none of that shit might not be what you get from the reading the same thing. You like, nah, this ain't he ain't do it. So I'm like, let me put eyes on him. And then when you looking at this other guy's eyes, you like, he knows like the shit I was gonna do, I ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit I was gonna do, I ain't gonna do out of respect for your father. Cause some shit he was gonna do, but some shit he might be like, I ain't even gonna do that. Cause your old man. Like you see a lot of relationships with girls, like women grow and they had a guy that they dealt with in college or some guys, and the father was like, that was my guy. Him, Junior was my guy.
Yeah.
And Junior still gonna pull up and be like, how your father doing? Let me go holler at your old man. Cause Junior got respect for the old man. I need to establish that respect first before you do some fuck shit. Cause you didn't know. You didn't know.
And another thing too, on a serious note, it starts with your daughter. It
Right.
starts with her because she had to establish that my father is in my life.
Right.
yeah.
This is the kind of father that I have, and it's important to tell where you working at that you got a father in your life.
Yeah.
Who you dating, where you going to school at. So they father and a mother.
Absolutely.
You got both parents in your life.
Absolutely.
It's important for them to know that because certain people are trying to take advantage of you if they know that your
Yes.
father is not there.
Of course.
If a male dominance is not around,
Absolutely.
they'll try to take advantage of that. So it starts with your daughter saying, "Hey, my father is crazy. All right,
Yeah.
he don't play. This is what he expect.
Yeah.
So when you come around them, they already give you the prep talk before they come over here because they know how you are.
I think especially, I know we're going to wrap this one up, but this is going to be a good subject to go into for next week for everybody. But yeah, especially in our community, early on with young kids, is so important for them to know that it's a male, their father is present, he is here, because it's like, it's the way people can treat the kids like, you don't have a father. It's like Chris Rock. Everybody hates Chris. How that one teacher was. Chris, I know you came from the projects and you don't have a male figure in your life, but we want to help you. And Chris like, man, my daddy there every night, man. I don't know what you think. Kids can get treated like that. People can treat you like that early on. Like I know when I was having my first daughter, going to the doctor visits was crazy. That shit was crazy. The way the nurses would treat you or the doctors would treat you, like, oh, you just a baby daddy. You just a sperm donor.
Is your mom here? Because
Yeah.
I got some questions. I'm like
ask me the questions.
I'm right here. What you
I'm
mean?
doing a doctor's visit today. I'm bringing her for what's going on. Oh, they almost like they thought, well, we have a baby by themselves. Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yes, they'll talk all around you. They'll talk to everybody in the room but you. You like, well, hold on, let me. It's like,
Doctor is that? Wow.
all of them,
My doctor ain't do that.
like all of them. If they would, you said you're a doctor or her doctor.
Her doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, they will talk around you. How old were you though?
But you want to have my first daughter?
Yeah.
Well, my only daughter, 37.
Oh, so I'm saying I was 20.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, okay.
So I'm young in there. So it's like, yeah. They stop The conversation is like a sprinkler.
Right.
Stop right there and come back
Before I get
And I'm
back
like, hold
to
on,
it.
hold
a
on.
sprinkler. It's pretty funny.
Let's
Establish
cue
something.
me in. Like this ain't the regular shit you might be used to. So you need to communicate with me.
Man, Space Age ain't being tapped in.
Yeah.
You gonna get in.
Yo.
All right, let's get up out of here.
Let's get up out of here, man. It's
Get
been a
outta
good
here.
one.
For those of you still listening or watching,
Oh man, everybody that's still watching.
And those of you that are still listening,
share it with your friends.
Yes.
Smash the like button. What's that phrase you thought of the other day? Make it
You
turn.
changed
Change
when
the
he
color.
stole.
Change the color
stole it.
of the like button and the subscribe button.
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Apple, yes.
Apple
Yes,
Podcast.
Apple.
We
is
on
there.
Apple now. It's-
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud's there too.
And let us know what you think. Like what we get a lot of comments, DMs, and personal private comments, but drop those messages and let us know what you think about the topics we touched on today. Do you think, that's the best way to discipline your kids? Do you think, what would you do about your kids' pronouns? Like, what do you do with that?
For real.
Throw Dev and go in the alley and put the gloves on and P Dev up a little bit on that one. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
jab.
Go in there and take Trump, to task, man. Him with the what you call it again?
What?
You did so many today.
Yeah, man, he was
It
out
was
there today.
You want to get the you went.
Okay.
Let them find it.
Let them go listen to it. Pull out that snippet
Yeah.
and drop that comment, man.
Yes, please.
And if you want to call in, let us know. Let us know because we are
We got the
evolving it.
means.
We are evolving this podcast. We'll be doing it a little bit more in real time. We apologize for the delay, but shit happens. Real life. You're gonna get it raw and uncut from us.
Absolutely, sirs. What's that? Episode 9.
Is episode 9, 10, and 11. We didn't pull up today yet, fellas. I don't know.
Hey, I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
No.
Not you.
No, the laptop is
good.
closed.
Holy moly, donut shop.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
I ain't ate no food or nothing.
I haven't either. But that's the best time to drink.
That is true because it goes straight to your head.
Straight to you.
Dun, dun.
That's all you, bro.
He's a peer pressure artist.
Come on, man. It's
And we're out of here.
And that's it.
Ah.
Ding, ding, ding. Where's the
Did I miss something?
Jay-
What happened, dude?
Hey man, I'm getting some shit together here. I'm back in the gym. I'm cleansing myself.
That's why I'm not doing it either.
This low calories, man. I'm gonna burn this shit off. Walking to the car. We all right.
All right. Yeah. Absolutely, sir.